but let's start.
All right. Okay, yes. All right. Yep, you can see that now. Is audio okay?
And yeah, can everyone hear?
You should be able to. Yeah. Everything should be all right. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the 14.2 ShipTalk. All good?
Absolutely.
No worries. Thanks, Rebel.
Thank you, Rebel.
And thank you very much for the resubscribe, Ozzo, as well. Much appreciated. Saying that.
No problem.
Hope everyone's having a good night. Ozzo got you guys going with his semi games on EU, and then jumped straight into NA because he was having issues with ping issues. You were saying?
Yep. Good old EU let me down today. First time ever. So
yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks, Bruce. Much appreciated, buddy. Just make sure if the audio is clear or it's too loud, not loud enough, let us know. Yeah, I've literally just redone my PC, so
yeah. Maybe we should start with that. Why has PC419 not been streaming, guys? Why have you not seen him around? Why don't you get into it?
Well, it all started a long time ago. So I was having issues. Originally, my GPU let go. It was literally just having problems. I couldn't stream and game at the same time. So then I decided that, look, let's just see what it could be. Sent the GPU back to warranty. It was actually 3 months out of warranty, but they still warranted it for me anyway, which is good. And got another GPU in here. Still had another issue with the PC. So we ended up replacing the SSD, thinking it might be an SSD issue. Replaced that, and still having problems with the PC. This time around was massive bottlenecking. And what I did was just pull the pull the pin, and ended up buying a whole new rig. Same GPU, but I actually ended up upgrading to AM5. So yeah, she's been good so far. Last night had a few issues. Don't know what the hell that was. It's shutting down on its own, but yeah, we'll see how she goes tonight. So far, the whole day today, she's been good. So let's just fingers crossed she hasn't just cut through halfway through the stream, and yeah.
But we should also note that every time something was replaced or changed, the issues changed, the symptoms changed.
Exactly, every single time.
The same symptoms. So replace the GPU with a different GPU. Still having problems, but different problems. So replace the motherboard with a different motherboard that you had available.
Yeah.
And still had problems, but again, different problems. NVMe died.
Yes, that's right. Oh, you got that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, NVMe.
So his secondary NVMe with all his games and stuff on
with OBS
died.
on it.
With OBS on it, yep. So everything died. Then we thought it was a problem with the primary SSD, so he's replaced that. Different problems crop up, so he's just gone, screw it, not stuffing around anymore, replace the whole lot.
That's literally what I did. And hopefully it's all right now. We'll see. Fingers crossed it's been running all right. Maybe sometime this year I might upgrade the GPU. But yeah, 3090 at the moment now. It's still running baller. Streams, all the warships, running in 4K Ultra. Yeah, not a problem. Hey, Herbo, how you going? All right. So, do we get this on the go? 14.2, guys. I don't know if you guys actually have jumped in yet at this stage, and also have you good to see you back alive? Thanks, Hobo. Yeah, if you guys have played yet today, to see if there's any or the changes you guys may have seen so far. Obviously, with the new things they're trying to bring out between 14.2 and 14.7. So just remember some of these updates, some of these issues that also some of these things will be bringing out that you think they're going to be there for life. It's only up to 14.7. And that starts off with the experimental ships. So you can go through all this process with it, and then nothing will be there after 14.8. Is it right, Oz?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, so and you can do it with credits, or you can do it with the balloons.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is don't do it with the balloons because you're not gonna get to keep that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
All
it's
right. So we're starting off with the experimental ships. So Wargaming have going to release, or have released, I should say, 3 ships. Tier 8 Mets, the Tier 9 Yasma, which we've seen that a few times in game. And I haven't seen this one yet. The Tier 10 is it Oregon.
yes, the Tier 10 Oregon.
Yeah,
It's
Oregon.
actually cool. It's actually a cool ship. I've seen it in action.
Oh, you have seen it in
Um,
action?
yes.
That's
So
fantastic.
Overlord Bo has paid it.
Yeah.
And the biggest advice with these ships is you really need to understand the mechanics
Mm,
of these ships.
yeah.
Because the main they come with lower health at the start. I think,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
and the reason that they come with lower health is because one of the mechanics of the ships is that you get benefits the lower the health is.
Yeah.
So their accuracy, things like that,
Yeah. AP
are
shell improvement
improved.
characters.
Yeah, when they've got lower health. So you actually want to play those ships at the lower health.
Mm-hmm.
Their heals are much stronger than most other ships.
Yeah.
And basically, the idea around it is that yeah, you want to keep it lower health. You want to heal it only when you really need to heal it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I've just got it down
yeah.
to the ships feature side, so it's got like a little video on how to actually. Oh, you had an issue with one of your viewers yesterday. I'm actually glad they've actually got this video going because you can at least see how to actually get your experimental ship going. Because it was a bit confusing, I think it was for one of the viewers you had yesterday. He was wasn't sure how to actually activate it.
The video doesn't go far enough, and that's one of the things which we could jump into when we get into the game. So
Yeah,
when you
of course.
unlock that, on that right hand side will be all your combat missions that are available for the ship. However, as mentioned in the stream yesterday, also in your combat missions will be the list of things that are available as well. So once you've clicked that unlock, so there's already combat missions available in your combat missions when you get into the game.
Yeah.
But once you click that unlock, new combat missions will appear in there as well, which are the ones which will give you the daily
Like your daily targets to reach.
missions, your daily missions that you got to reach. Now, those daily missions only give you 45 per day, so you will not be able to get the Mets on day one. You will
okay.
take 2 days to do it. So,
yeah.
so for those of you who've done it yesterday, you will be able to get it today. So I should be able to get it today, I believe, as well, because mine will have reset now. Because the day has crossed. And then you'll be able to get that ship, and then you'll be able to play that ship. The problem is going to be though is when you get to the Vyazma, so you get 45 of these per day. You can get, but the Vyazma, each of the research things, and there's 5 of them, costs 50. So you're going to take over a week to get the Vyazma.
Right.
And then the Oregon is 125. So it's going to take you. It's going to take you probably a couple of weeks to get the Oregon. Unless you spend doubloons. So that's where their encouragement to spend doubloons comes in. Where the way that they're going to try and get people to spend doubloons is because it's going to take you probably the better half of this month to get the Oregon, to get all 3 of the ships into your system. And they also cost credits. So it's 1,500 credit. 1.5 million credits per research on the Mets, but I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was for the Vyazma and Oregon. But
So
you're going to spend a lot of
question
credits.
though, like there is what I didn't have a chance to probably look at it today. There was an option to was it 3,500 doubloons or 3,000 doubloons? It was to unlock all the research for it.
Yep.
Is that 3,500 unlocks it and the ship's released, or I haven't had a chance?
Yes.
To,
Yes, but you still don't have equipment on the ship.
Okay.
So you still need to put your equipment on the ship. So it's going to cost you a lot to get these ships. So if you really want them, then you're going to be spending a lot of credits, or you're going to be spending a lot of doubloons.
And these are only up to 14.7. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's this is the one. These were the issues they were bringing out, where we think that they're using us as using the main server as a test server for these ships, and also making us, well, a few of us, not I'm gonna say all of us, but a few of us, spending real money to get these ships released, and then all of a sudden taken away from us at 14.7. I wonder if if they actually do get released in the tech tree or whatever they're going to come out through. If you just get them back automatically.
That'll be interesting. I would say no. I would say that they'll make you pay for them.
Yeah.
But that is what's happening here. I guess it's a test to see whether this style of ship will work.
Yeah.
And maybe we will get them, maybe we won't get them. But yeah, but this is the only real thing that's coming now. So the conditional documents, which we talked about last time, is not coming in
Yes.
randoms. So that has been scrapped completely.
Yeah, thank God for that. There's so many issues with that scenario regarding to bringing that into the game. I think people have problems. Obviously, had issues with it. It's obviously being mostly stacked on was the problem. But yeah, look, let them try new things. If it works, it works. Doesn't work, doesn't work. But yeah, everyone complains when the game gets stagnant and nothing gets released. But then everyone complains when it's either a big change of that fact, or that obviously with that, and then they don't release it out net because everyone complained about it. So you can't win either or, Hi, IB, how you going, buddy?
I think there was an interesting comment that I heard today. There were events in the past that were really nice events to play. And I have no problem. I personally have no problem with some events.
Yeah.
But keep them as events. Don't add them to so you need to have a certain. This is your stock standard game, and that's your randoms, your co-op, etc., clan battles, etc. They're a certain way, and then you have other things which is your special events, which come on top of that. I think that's the way they really need to be thinking about doing it, rather than interfering with the standard, because there's a certain standard that people would like to have. With that, so
yeah.
All right.
Give me 1 second. All right, and this is the answer there. Did it come through? Yep. All right, guys. So anyone in my chat, hashtag giveaway for 500 dubs. You just done yours, haven't you? Or have you got another one going? I have just done one. Yeah.
There's another one going, but it's every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's going to be in my chat, and Ozzo's one is on his chat as well, so we'll go from there. Yep. All right, the return of operations with flagships. We actually had fun with that when they had this on as well, which was pretty good. I actually enjoyed having, I would say, stronger flagships going against. Having 300k ships. When they usually got 150 or 120 or even 100. It actually made the operation side a bit more harder, more focused on, I should say. What do you think about that?
I'm happy with that. I think this is the perfect way to bring in different things into the game.
Yeah.
They've left, and here's the key thing. They left operations alone. Operations still exists as a standalone thing, and then they brought in operations with flagships.
Yeah.
This is the way to bring in those new things that you want to bring in.
Those events.
You've still left operations for those people who want to play it and don't want to touch this stuff.
Yeah.
But you've allowed now people to do something which is slightly different as well with it, but not interfered with the current play. Now, my thought with it anyway is that the majority of people are probably going to play the operations with flagships over the operations anyway. But there are people who don't have the higher tier ships to be able to do it that will still be able to play their operations as normal.
Yeah, of course.
Now, this is staying until 14.7. So there's going to be 6 months of operations with flagships this time, which is awesome. The one thing that is going to be different though this time is the classified documents, which is not coming to randoms, and hopefully not coming to clan battles as well. Would be nice.
Yeah.
Is in this, and I think this is the perfect place to put something like that and see whether or not it actually works well, or actually just be different. This is where you put it. So
I think this should be permanent. You know,
I think it should.
have your standard operations and then have operations with flagships. Because if you do want to, you know, get a bit more, you know, I'm going to say make it more harder for the group. You know, yeah, definitely. Because obviously there has been occasions where we do operations together as a large group in the clan, and we do get obviously not over it, but like it's quick and run. You know, where this sort of makes it when you've got like 3 or 4 of these. Obviously beefed up ships with health, and then obviously buffing the ships around it. It makes the operations harder, you know. So it's actually keeping it more for the advanced players, I should say. You know, obviously a novice players can go in too, and just obviously try and get carried through it. But I'm more looking towards it. It's for us, particularly as obviously seasoned players, that we're just able to do what we need to do here, so it's good.
See, I mean, this is the kind of thing that could potentially be merged with the original operations anyway, and just being that the higher tier ones have this functionality added to it, so the lower tier would stay as is. The higher tier would be your flagships one. I don't see a problem with that at all. I mean, the operations. There's parts of operations that need to be reworked anyway, because there's some operations that say your aircraft carrier is arriving and in comes a Des Moines. It's not an aircraft carrier. Some of them have the wrong calls and things. So, but this would be good to get in and actually having operations quite nice, I think. So, all right, but yeah.
So next we've got early access to Soviet subs.
Yeah. So
how much we love subs.
Yes. These are a disappointment already, I've seen. Because I watched some gameplay on this already.
Yeah.
The concept of these subs was, and I'm pretty sure that they haven't advertised this in here, but the concepts of these subs was that they were supposed to be sub killers.
Right.
They are not. They are not sub killers in any way, shape, or form. They cannot hunt down the other subs effectively.
Yeah.
They are enemy sub spotters, so they can spot. So the key thing about these is their sub surveillance is a shorter duration,
right?
Or a short, but it's also got a short gap between them. So you can regularly use the submarine surveillance to find the enemy subs. That is their big shtick. They have a lot of torpedoes, but they are low damage.
Oh, low damage torpedoes
and low speed and low range.
Right.
So they are. Yeah, as I think Hobo said, I think they are a better balance, but I still think that they are a disappointment because the whole goal was really around them being the sub hunter. Sub. And
you can't really blame them, particularly. Obviously, Russian subs didn't really get anything better until past the 50s or 1950s, 1960s. So they sort of had to sort of balance them out. They couldn't give them that much of a massive buff. I think it was more particularly just to release a few more subs, and a few more ships out. I don't mind subs as much as they're annoying in game, and obviously you got one around you. It does make it more interesting how you play your game when they're obviously. Don't get me wrong. If you look at our games, Ozzo and I and Hobo and everyone comes with us, we do. If we see someone on the left flank on our side, we go to the right because we just can't be bothered trying to chase it down. But if we have no choice and the sub is in front of us, it does make it sort of interesting trying to obviously get away from the torpedoes or trying to find it. And then as soon as the sub's found, you've got so many people dropping depth charges on it just to try and get around that. Just get it out of the game as quick as possible. It's one of those ships where, like we're in tier 5 and everyone says an Omaha. It's the first thing you want to go and get. It's the first thing you want to one shot.
Yep.
But yeah, like it's interesting because I have played against a few sub players and they have been really, really well. Like really played really, really well. Like as they should be.
Yep.
You know, they're stealth. They can spot
Yeah.
from a distance. Yeah, you know, it's annoying, but I don't have any like I don't have any major problems with the subs. It's the fact that sometimes if you get double subs in one game, it does get a bit annoying in that sort of side. But particularly, I don't have an issue with Wargaming releasing any ship that is period to the time that's not, you know, that's part of actually what actually happened in the war. You know, even CVs as well. You know, the new CVs how they've redone it as well, which I think will be coming up. So is that actually on this list? The CVs?
No.
No, they haven't. All right, so
CV changes isn't.
yeah,
Is
the
it?
new changes coming to the CVs coming soon. Obviously having the different heights of flight. You know, you got your flight mode, you got your recon mode, and you got your attack mode. It's having that. You know, if you got planes up in the air over the clouds, there is no way they can recon. Any ship. So if they're in travel mode, you're not going to get spotted, especially if you're a DD or if you're a sub or any other ship or a cruiser or so forth, right? It's only when they come in recon mode that you can get spotted, but then you're only spotted for like maybe 20 or 30 seconds, if that, right? And then they've got to go back up to into flight mode, that's the correct way to do it. If there was full clouds back in World War II or whatever when the wars are there, they couldn't see through the clouds until there was an opening. So I'm glad they've actually changed that mechanic of the game, which is hopefully we should see that soon coming up.
I think the only problem we really have with subs at the moment is when they've changed the game mechanic to allow them to be more maneuverable. There were subs which were already more maneuverable, which were made even more maneuverable, which means they can pretty much dodge anything that's coming in.
Yeah.
They can see the depth charges coming in. They can see where they're going to go. They can turn and they can dodge and they can get out of the way. That makes them almost impossible to deal with by most battleships or cruisers that have the plane drop depth charges, because you get bugger all of them and you get bugger all per hit, and they do bugger all damage because they very rarely actually hit.
Yeah.
So unless the person doesn't know what they're doing. And so that's my problem with subs at the moment, is that they overpowered the maneuverability of some of the subs, e.g. the U4501. And the Archerfish is another example of one, which is probably
I agree with that. Like having the speed underwater with the German subs, but you've got to go back. You've got to go back in time that the Germans, even though they made so many of those so many subs in World War II, they were very advanced for their age compared to what the English or the Americans had back then, right? Even the Russians.
Yep.
So yeah, like I know they probably buffed it too much, but then again, it is a sub. Yeah, it's only you can literally go underwater and shoot a few, obviously mini torpedoes, I should say, and it's got a pea shooter for a gun.
Yeah, I also actually heard a comment recently that said that they should only be able to send their torps at periscope depth and on the surface, and anything below that, they shouldn't be able to send their subs, their torps, because that's where they would have been sending their torps during that era. There was no way they were sending torps from lower levels. There's no way, in fact, there's no way they knew what was going on from lower levels. They normally would have had to come up to periscope depth to see what was going on on the surface.
Yeah.
So realistically, subs, there's some things that they could do with subs. But anyway, as it is, Soviet subs are coming. Hate them, love them. They're here.
They're there.
Tough luck.
Tough luck. Exactly right. All right. So speaking about Soviet, so the Soviet Navy has the event pass. We were discussing this last night. Or was it today? No, it was today. Today it was. I personally don't think it's worth getting the actual the doubloons, suspended doubloons on the lower tier side to it. Yeah. So your choice. Obviously, you do get a few captains out of it. If you do decide to spend 3,500 doubloons, you end up with the Molotov.
2.5.
Well, 2,500. Sorry.
2,005. Yeah.
You end up with the Molotov. Oh, I've gone too far down. You end up with the Molotov tier 6, which
however,
I think most people
if you have it, if you have it already, you get 3.4 million credits, which is not a lot. It is not a lot. I mean, for a tier 6, it's probably reasonable, but to spend 2,500 doubloons to get 3.4 million credits, come on.
Yeah.
That really makes the second progression line of that event not really worth it. I mean, there's the Soviet containers.
But for the containers, I was going to say that,
those containers are not the premium ones, though. They're the standard ones. They give you one thing and one thing only. The chances of you dropping something good from them is minimal. I really don't think the second progression line of this is worth it. And I've got almost 40,000 for this event.
Yeah.
I've got almost 40,000 doubloons on Asia, and I probably won't even spend them on this because I just don't think it's worth the 2,500 doubloons.
Yeah.
I will reassess, and I might change, but at the moment, I just don't see it.
I don't think
for a couple of
it's
camouflages. I'm not going to spend money on camouflages in the game anyway. So, and
most of the times my ships are naked. They don't get with nothing.
I've got so many permanent camos that I can link to my ships at the moment on all servers that I haven't linked to ships that I don't need their specific camo for this event. It's kind of like a waste.
Yeah. Exactly.
But all right.
Hey, Frisk, how you going? Welcome. All right, guys, don't forget on both channels you must be following for the 500 dubs as well. Support. Actually, Ozzo will just a bit of an off topic for a second here. Everyone in Ozzo's channel, not particularly mine, because obviously mine, most of them probably follow me or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribing to Ozzo's YouTube channel. If you got maybe get one of the mods to there you go. Straight away. There's his bot.
I've got a button.
Didn't take that one. That was fucking quick. So subscribing to Ozzo's YouTube channel, so you guys can actually see the obviously the VODs that go up there. We're putting on a few clips, a few shorts. He's going to get that going. We're discussing obviously the amount of subscribers and followers we've got on both Twitch and YouTube, right? On both channels. They should be sort of even. So we're trying to obviously get Ozzo's channel back up to obviously where his follower count is on Twitch. So everyone can hit him a follow on or subscribe to his channel on YouTube. I'm sure he'll be greatly appreciated about that.
Absolutely, I would. Yeah. It would be nice to get that monetized.
Yes.
Thank you, Aussie Damnation, for doing that straight away.
There you go. Yeah, Oz is a good bloke. He's been with PC 419 for many years.
All right. Should we move on to this bloody bounty crap again?
Yeah. We'll quickly go through this one.
Anyone who's played the game for a while is probably very aware of bounties. This year, they're obviously doing another bounty hunt, which means that you can sign up to become a bounty.
Yeah.
By signing up to become a bounty, you can get stuff, or if you kill a bounty, you can get stuff that allows you to potentially get things like camos and captains and all sorts of things like commanders and all sorts of things like that.
Yeah.
Personally, I hate the whole bounty idea. The reason I hate the whole bounty idea is because it turns games into one-sided affairs. Very easily. As soon as there is a bounty on one side of the team and there is not a bounty on the other side of the team, it doesn't really matter. What you get is you get a whole heap of clowns who see the bounty and go, I have to kill the bounty. And rather than actually focusing on the ship that they need to focus on, they focus on the bounty. And it ruins gameplay. It ruins gameplay.
It does. Does. But don't get me wrong. If we do see it, if we're in a div and we see it, and it's close to us.
We're going to shoot at it.
The motherfucker's going down.
No, absolutely. But that's my problem with it. It's just because psychologically, it's like a freaking Omaha. Hey, look, there's an Omaha. Got to shoot at it. Why don't you shoot the DD that's 5 clicks in front of you?
You have to kill that 18 kilometer Omaha away. You've got to aim for that one. This is 18 k's away. You want to one shot that.
You've got to kill that person who's a full health battleship over the other side of the map that's got a bounty on it,
Yeah.
rather than the DD that's right in front of you with only 5k health left
Yeah.
that's about to taunt you because you're not shooting at it.
That's exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
I mean,
so
and that's what you see.
there you go. There you go. All right, so
All right.
let's move on to the Dutch cruisers leave early access. All right.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
what an
I
annoying
mean,
ship this one is, but anyway.
all I'm going to say is I've now played 2 hours of games, and when I got to tier 8, 9, and 10, there were so many bloody Van Cohorns in the game now, because people obviously played their Jarlsvelds,
Yeah.
got the ship XP, bought the Cohorn, and are now working on getting their tier 10 ships.
Yeah.
So I had battles with like 3 or 4 of these bloody things in there, and they are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
With that many of them. So it was literally planes everywhere.
The Jarsveld ship itself, I find it weird to go up against because you can either sit it and it will go down pretty quickly, or it will literally ricochet or overpen the whole time you're hitting it. It's got a very specific angle, and I'm talking about from cruisers and battleships that I played against it. They are just so fucking annoying to go up against sometimes. The other good thing about it, sort of, is when you do get good hits on it, it just brings its health right down. But if you don't, yeah, it is a formidable ship.
Yep. But the tier 7, the tier 9 and the tier 10 can now be got. Yep. I realized after I went in battle and saw a ton of these in there, I was like, oh, ships, yeah, I could play that ship and now do my ship. Oh, man, and I'm like, I'm just going to be adding to the problem then, aren't I?
Oh, exactly. I haven't played the Jarsveld yet, all the other ships yet, so I might give them a go sometime this week.
Yeah, they are fun, but yeah, they're available now. Anyway.
All right, so moving on to Remembrance of Ming's Past Adventure, Chapter 2. So hopefully you guys have done Chapter 1. That would be really good if you've done that already. But Chapter 2 is being released. So the second chapter of Remembrance of Ming's Past Adventure will consist of 4 chapters. Will allow you to earn more adventure tokens. You can exchange these tokens for Ming's Voyage tokens and spend them on different rewards, including Chinese treasure ships, permanent camouflages for the Tiang and Commander Zheng He. If you're persistent and saved adventure tokens for the first part of the adventure, you'll have enough to exchange them for an impressive amount of Ming's Voyage tokens and add the resulting amount for more tokens available for free XP coal credits, and you get the new Pan-Asian battleship, the Tier 9 Tiang, for free. You can also get more Ming's Voyage tokens in random battles available for doubloons. So there you go. I haven't played this ship yet. I don't know if it's any good or not. Anyone in the chat has played it? Let us know.
Hey,
Major. How you going, buddy? Welcome.
I mean, I haven't played it yet. I do have it on Asia now, so I probably should play it. Oh,
you do have it? Yeah.
Yes, I got it through the doubloon method.
Yeah.
So because I had lots of doubloons on Asia, I decided to just get it. And then I focused on... You can't hear anything my guest is saying? What do you mean you can't hear anything my guest is saying?
Is that me or?
Let me see.
Have I gone down? I'm still here.
Turn your volume up.
His volume is like a quarter of yours. Okay, so it needs to come up. Okay,
I'll turn his volume up.
All right, how's that? Testing.
That's way too loud for me now.
You're loud and clear. I can barely tell if he's talking. Oh. All right.
Let me just try this again.
Okay, sounds good on your end?
So
it sounds good on your end. So from my side, it's all right. All right. Well, let us know if you need to sort of tweak it a little bit.
Okay. Is that better, Ghost Front?
We'll see. All right. We'll continue on if just let us know in the chat if so. So you're saying you do have this, but you haven't played it yet. Yeah, yours is fine, PC. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Now it's fun. Okay.
All right.
Really?
All right. So next one is the account system update.
Yep.
You will retain your progress, and if you play on several different realms, you'll be able to switch between them in the port. No way. To further enhance your game experience, you'll be setting theme events to those who have played the game using these Steam in upcoming weeks.
That's
you'll be able
Steam.
to earn
Okay.
plenty of rewards, including new commanders, Steam Chan and Steam Cat, whatever. And then you get a camouflage for the Königsberg, which looks like vomit.
And now this account system update's starting to make a bit more sense, actually.
Is this so we can
Because
actually change it without leaving the game?
I think that this is part of it, but I think
Mm,
this is also so that Steam, you can choose what server you play on. Because remember in the
yeah,
past, the only way to change servers was to have the Wargaming
correct. Yeah,
app. If you had Steam, you could only play on one server. This is obviously
yeah,
now allowing you to be able to play on multiple servers with
yeah,
Steam as well. So you no longer will have to have the Wargaming app. You could do it straight through Steam. That's
yeah.
interesting. But it does sound like that is something that they could bring to the whole thing.
There you go. All right, clan battles starting March 12th. So is that March? That's 13th for us, isn't it? So we're going to start the next day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it will start March 11. So to start next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
It'll
Right,
be our time. So next Wednesday we'll be starting clan battles.
Back into the
It's
thick of
7v7.
it. It is 7v7.
It's 7v7 again. It's tier 10 ships only this time.
Mm-hmm.
It has the same restrictions as last
previous
clan
season.
battles, except for there's no super restrictions because there's no supers. So it's basically the exact same, but because of the fact that we now don't have the supers to compensate for the bans of the tier 10s, because there's so many tier 10 bans or limitations, we have a lot smaller pool of ships to be able to select from.
That's correct.
So
Especially for
it's
us.
going, yes, it's going to be very interesting because already with VAFs on NA, they've already talked about it, and the majority of people there have the Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So that is going to be the ship of choice for anyone who is not a good, not the word's probably not good, not a strong cruiser player, because you've only got one battleship. Oh, German intelligence. Thank you so much for the raid, mate.
Welcome,
I hope
welcome.
you're having a good one. Welcome in, everyone.
Welcome as well.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow too. Much appreciated, buddy.
We are just going through 14.2 at the moment, so I hope you guys will enjoy listening to that. We're just up to clan battles.
So we've got the restrictions, which we obviously disagree on a few of these from Wargaming.
Yes.
So the main restrictions are Napoli, Petro, Louisiana, the Nevsky, Hildebrand, and the Commissar. Limited number of ships is a Kleber,
Thanks for the follow.
and Marcel. Thank you for the follow. Each team may only have more than one of these ships. Limited. So then you've got the Moskva, Stalingrad, and Des Moines. So you can't have more than one player choosing one of these ships at all. And then last but not least, you got the Smolensk and the Gdansk. I don't know why they just restrict these sort of ships. It doesn't make sense. You know.
I understand limitations. What bugs me the most about all this is the fact that you've got two tech tree. Like I understand also banning all of the hybrids, because we don't allow CVs. Why should we have hybrids?
No, I agree
We
there.
don't allow
Yep.
subs. I agree with that. My big problem is why have we got the tech tree ships Petro and Nevsky completely banned, yet the Moskva and Stalingrad have limitations only.
Correct. Yeah.
If you're gonna ban Petro and Nevsky, then Moskva and Stalingrad should also be banned.
Yeah.
Or put Petro and Nevsky in the same limitation as Moskva and Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Allow them as ships in the game
Mhm.
with the Moskva and Stalingrad. Take Des Moines out of that category and put it in with Salem and Puerto Rico
Yeah.
as a limitation. It is not the same as a Moskva and a Stalingrad
No, it is
in
definitely
any
not.
way, shape, or term. And that way, each team could have an American radar cruiser, and a Russian radar cruiser, and that would be it.
We keep saying this every single time, though. Every single time Clan Battles is coming up, and we see what restriction ships have come up with. I don't know who back there is thinking of the ideas to restrict these sort of ships. It just doesn't make sense. You know, I disagree having any ship that's restricted, regardless, or not that if it's a CV style ship or it's a hybrid, I definitely take them out. But every other ship, it is Clan Battles. It should be a free for all. The whole point of Clan Battles is to choose whatever ship you want in that tier, right? And how you guys come, if they can limit to the ships, right? So if you're gonna have two or three of each, well, I agree there. But all the ships should be available, regardless of what you got. You know, especially if you've bought the premium ships, you know, or you've saved up for it, or so forth. Like, it just makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, my biggest problem is not the premiums, as I understand that some of the premiums, like, I mean, the only premium that they're banning is the Napoli, and it's like, cool. Why don't you put Napoli in there with a restriction with Venezia and say you're only allowed one? Like,
Well, that's it. Yeah,
do
exactly
something like
right.
that instead.
Yeah.
You're allowed one. Off to bed. Have a good one. Thanks.
No worries, mate. Thanks for coming around. Much appreciated. Also, guys, if you want to follow Ozzy as well, he does stream. Mainly, well, I think as of late, it's been VR streaming. So if you guys want to do some VR FPS, hit him a follow.
All right.
Yeah. So all right. So it's starting next Wednesday. We'll see how you guys go. We'll most likely we'll be streaming as well on that.
Yep.
Also, we'll probably talk to Justin about this as well, and a few of the boys who are streaming. We might have to just change the scene on how we're streaming him, and maybe put a delay in it. But I think we might just maybe change the way the scene's set, just to not give any sort of advantages. A lot of people do enjoy watching the streams, especially if it's Clan Battles, but obviously, having the commands and so forth, the way we're discussing things. It's just one of those things. We will look into it, but we will have that discussion more this week with the boys and see who's going to do what or how we're going to do it.
I think my recommendation is going to be we're probably going to cover the mini map for Clan Battles going forward. So you guys will be able to watch as Clan Battle, but you won't be able to see the mini map due to stream sniping issues that crop up, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that we've incurred in the past.
Yeah. So yeah, we do want to show you guys, but we also have to be aware that unfortunately there is that stream sniping issue.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Especially when there's like three of us streaming at the same time, it would give an advantage to other people that's obviously not willing to play it fairly. But yeah. Ranked.
Right.
So ranked is back again. If you guys haven't started that today, we are back into 6v6. Bronze League is a tier 6 to tier 7. Silver League is tier 8 to tier 9, and Gold League is in tier 10. So there'll be no more than 1 aircraft carrier, 1 sub, 3 battleships, 3 destroyers, and 5 cruisers.
Yeah.
I've been playing ranked a fair bit lately, but yeah, I would have lost my ranking, so I'm back to where I was.
I understand the concept of ranked. My big problem is I don't think that ranked in its current form achieves what it really should be, and what you get at the end, I don't think is worth the amount of effort that people end up putting into it. And I hate the time boxing of it. Like, why
It should just be
is
open.
it limited?
Yeah.
Why is it got a time limit as to when you can play it? why you love ranked so fucking yeah. I'm sure you do, Justin. Have you ranked out yet? But
He got his camo.
welcome,
He got
Justin.
his gold camo.
He got
Don't
his
worry.
camo. Oh, nice. He got
No,
his
no,
gold
I'm saying
camo.
I'm sure you would have got it by now.
Yeah. But I mean, I just hate that it's boxed by time because I feel like the ranked when it is available is the worst times for it to be. It is when some of the worst players are playing on the servers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so annoying in that. But anyway, it is what it is. It's always been that way, and I doubt it's going to change anytime soon.
I don't think it'll change. Yeah.
And I doubt I will. Well, I might get into it, but yeah. War game.
Strangely, walk too much about taking players from randoms. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
All
right. Brawls.
Yep. So we're at the brawls now. So brawls. So the first session will be 5v5 tier 10 cruisers, destroyers, and submarines. No more than 3 battleships, 4 cruisers, 1 destroyer, 1 sub. Maximum divisions of 5. When it goes into Brawls 2, it'll be 3v3 with tier 9s. And then Brawls 3 will be 6v6 with tier 8s.
See, I with a maximum division size of 3.
Yeah.
See, I think Brawls should just be division size is the size of the Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Personally. If you want to take a full div, you take a full div. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
But I just don't see why they shouldn't just make it however big it is. It's a Brawl. How cool is it to be able to have a full div?
Yeah, like 8 or 9. Like 8 versus 8 versus 8 or 9 versus 9.
Yep.
You know, full clan brawls. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, even not definitely clan brawls, just full brawls.
Yeah.
Full your mates brawls.
Exactly.
You know, I was off doing I did brawls with Bo the other day. And it was so much fun being in a div of 5 people and actually coordinating.
Good players.
Good players, exactly.
That helps.
So, you know, it makes it fun. So I'm a bit disappointed with the third one, but the other 2 look really good.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
all right, so going to the armory. Starting with the release of 14.2, Japanese battleship Key Tier 8 will become available for purchase for 135,000 coal. There you go.
Guess I'll be buying that just so that I can try it. And after Thurback said how bad it is.
Oh, actually, no, I think I've got it on NA. I haven't got it on Asia.
I haven't got it on any server. I found that out because Thurback was talking about how awful this ship is, and I'm like, I've got to play it. So I went to play it. Not in my port. I'm like, how do I have 630 ships
but
and the key is not one of them?
There you go.
I will be probably looking to spend 135,000 coal just to play it for you guys.
Just to try it. Yeah.
Yep.
The key is so tempting for me. Look, it depends how you play it. Just straight up. It's every ship, yeah.
For 135 coal, that's a steal.
And if you get discounts on top of that as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you got the tokens, with the discount tokens, it'd be even better.
I use that on the steel ships.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to go to the game balance changes. So we're going to be changing the screen on this one.
All right.
You changed over?
Yep.
Okay. We're not going to go through this whole thing because this is absolutely massive. It's from tier 1 to tier 5. Is that correct, Oz, on this?
Yes. So they talk about it being changes from tier 1 through to tier 6 in the information, but it's only changes to ships from tier 1 to tier 5.
Yeah.
The idea is the concept around this is supposed to make the transition of going from tier 1 through to tier 6 easier for the user, so that they are more consistent with the other ships.
Yeah, there's a big issue. Let's just start. We'll start with the first one, all right? Just quickly. Yep. So you got the Port Jackson here. Main battery parameters change. So reload time from 9.6 to 6.7, which is good. But then the issue is the damage you do. So from 2100, is reduced to 1450. The main battery traverse time is reduced from 18 seconds to 15 seconds. And if you go down right down through the ships here, regardless of what nation you got, look at the damage it drops down to. So, say example like the Delhi, right?
Yep.
HE shell damage reduced from 2100 to 1900. AEP shell damage reduced from 2800 to 2550. It reduces the reload time from 6.6 to 5.9.
So the reload reduce is good for these because my big concern is my big thing with this is the balancing here is great, and I agree that they needed to do something between the tier 1s and tier 5s, because these ships has always been, they're slow reload. There's always been things which make them just shittier ships. The problem is that this is supposed to make it easier to progress up through so that you can get to tier 6 and tier 7.
Yeah.
But tier 5 ships get double up tiered to tier 7.
Mm-hmm.
And by decreasing the amount of damage that those ships can do, those ships which already struggle at tier 5, when they're against tier 7s, you're just going to make it harder for them. Yes, you've improved the reload, but I'm going to do less damage.
Yeah, that's right.
Every time I hit, which means which means that because I gain 7 seconds on the Delhi, or 0.7 of a second on the Delhi, at 5.9 seconds, that's still going to take me to do the same amount of damage. It's going to take me to gain any benefit of it. It's going to take me over a minute.
So
to gain any advantage.
Unless they're increasing, and they haven't mentioned on this yet, they're increasing like the fire damage or fire chances on these ships as well. Because obviously most of them are fire starters, but I don't think they're going to do that regardless. So
I don't think they have. No.
Yeah.
You're hitting it more, but you're not going to have hit it more times until you're at about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to have first hit it for that extra volley.
Yeah.
So every minute you're going to hit, every approximately minute you're going to hit it an extra time.
Correct. Yeah.
But that's still a minute of you having to hit it constantly.
Because even look at this, right? Even the Java, right? So the Java, the reload time is being reduced from 10.5 to 8.4 seconds. That's a big. That's great. But then look at the AP damage from 3,000 to 200 to 2,400. HE shell damage is reduced from 2,150 to 1,700.
Yep.
Like,
and there's no Sigma improvements on that one either. So it's not like it's going to be more accurate.
Yeah.
The DPM is almost the same. Yeah, the DPM is almost the same, but I mean, yeah, it's going to take you a minute though to get that. So the damage per minute is almost the same, but it's going to take you that minute to get that damage. Whereas you could potentially have if you say you have a ship that is lowish on health, it might take you 2 shots instead of 1 shot to get rid of it now, which may be the difference between them killing you and you killing them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look at jumping up to tier 5. Look at the Congo. It's AP damage has been reduced from 10,000 to 9,000. The researchable maximum AP shell damage reduced from 10,200 to 9,200. Sigma value increased by 1.8 to 2.0. Stock main battery traverse speed is reduced from 60 seconds to 54.5 seconds. Yeah, look, I don't know where they're going with this.
The Sigma value improvement is great.
Reducing how long it
traverses is great.
Yeah.
Well, reducing how long it takes to traverse is great. Reducing reload times when they reduce them is great.
Like
decreasing the damage. The Congo struggles at tier 7.
The Congo is going to struggle regardless. Any battleship in that perspective. As a main battleship player myself, I will position my ship and turn my ship quicker than my turrets will turn.
Yep.
So
this ship is slow at best. I don't get me wrong. There's some good ships here at tier 5.
Yeah.
But this doesn't take into account that tier 7. And they say it with their thing. They're trying to improve between tier 1 and tier 6. They have not taken into account the impact at Tier 7 this is going to have on those ships. So I completely agree that they needed to do a rework here. And I'm completely for a rework here.
Yeah. What a grab all that.
But you've basically gone and said, this is where I want to do the rework,
Mhm.
and forgotten about all the stuff that's out to the side.
Yeah.
That's literally what they've done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's
What-
going to require a new rework at some stage for Tier 5s to allow them to operate against Tier 7s,
Mhm.
which means what are they going to do? Change Tier 7?
Yeah.
Which means that when they change Tier 7, now they're going to have to then look at changing Tier 8 and 9. Then they're going to have to look at changing Tier 2.
Well, look, one thing I'm
They
happy
needed
about,
to look at the bigger picture.
the Konig was one of my main ships that I play in Tier 5. That isn't that bad. So it's only dropped 400 points on AP and 200 points on HE. That I can actually go with that. I'm pretty happy with that.
And the Sigma's increased, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not too bad. Some aren't bad, some are okay.
Yeah. I can
Or
live with
rework
that.
every tier, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's the point that here with it, Justin, is that you can't to do a proper rework or do a proper balance. You can't look at individual items on their own. You need to look at the bigger picture of everything that it impacts.
Yeah.
They either need to go and say we need to look at each ship individually and what ships it could impact, and look at each ship one by one, or if they're going to do 1 through 5, they also need to take into account 7 as part of that change.
That's what I was thinking about too, Gunner. Thinking the same thing. So that's why I'm thinking maybe there's a higher fire damage, but less actual damage, done to the ship. They're probably realizing maybe that some of the ships are a bit OP, where you can obviously take it out pretty quickly. But anything from Tier 1 to Tier 4, not saying very rarely, but like you're not going to, be citadeling anytime soon. So, yeah. But then, like we said, guys, this is low tier stuff, so hopefully new players will be able to sort of enjoy it.
Yep.
But yeah, for us, it's sort of semi-useless.
I guess, as I said, my concern is what happens at Tier 5 still.
Well, we'll find out.
When they get to Tier 5,
I'll bring the
suddenly
Konig out.
double up. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll find out.
Exactly.
So, but that's not. Wait, did it actually come out? Yeah, no, that's come out.
Yeah.
Cool. So we will find out.
All right. So back to the main dev block. Content addition and changes. Special Tier 10 ships and special ships with elite containers have been added to the game. You check the contact here in the dev blog, which will I'll copy and paste this for you guys to have a quick look at. We're not going to go for the whole thing on this. There we go. All right, we'll keep that in. So it's still in closed test at 14.2, so I'll let you guys have a bit of a read of that. Okay, so here we got here. Enemy destruction effects, Revel of Colors. So you've got a new destruction effect here. Midnight Hollow and like and subscribe permanent camouflages for, is there specific ships or any ship that can go on? Looks like it's any ship. You've got the Headless Horseman with an individual voiceover as a new commander. Achievement can clan battles season 29 Sea Lion Hurricane, and yeah, that's it. That's the new what do we call these things? The achievements. Yeah. What do you think of the Rodney? Have you had that one?
Yeah, Rodney's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so all players who have previously owned the Tier 7 Rodney will receive a historical permanent camouflage for the ship duration ship during update 14.2, starting with 14.2. All players who obtain the Rodney will have the historical. Is that repeating itself twice? Yeah, it is. All right, so you get a camouflage with that. Okay, and now we've got test ships. So ships, was it Tier 8 Destroyer? Is it Provoni?
Provoni? Yep.
Blitzkel Wika 44, European Tier 8. The Protector, which is a US Tier 8 cruiser based on the Congress. Oh, really?
You're going to be wanting that, aren't you?
Well, you gotta protect the Congress somehow. I'll definitely get that. Then you got the Hotaka, which is the Japanese Tier 9 battleship based on the Adatara. That's a weird one. And the Varese, Italian Tier 8 cruiser based on the Michelangelo. Were added for testing from wide developers, volunteers, and community contributors.
Yep.
We'll definitely see them in the battles coming ahead.
Yes, with the super testers
Yeah.
and some CCs. So I don't expect a lot of them. There's going to be a lot of people playing these other ships at the moment, but
All right, and future changes. So future changes with the release of update 14.3, we're updating the contents of the Golden Week containers and Golden Week premium containers. You'll find that at the full list of changes in the development blog as well.
probably NA Hobo,
NA Hobo, if you want to jump on.
because EU was having ping issues.
The SEAs should be down. Oh, is it down now? Or going to be? Is Asia down?
Asia, why would Asia be down?
No, I'm saying we'll be down. Oh no, it's not. Sorry. Oh, we're going to get NA.
Yeah, we're gonna go NA though.
Yeah. All right. Other changes. So, go.
All servers should have have the patches on now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I keep thinking. You know what's the reason I'm saying this?
We normally do it on Wednesday.
We do it on Wednesdays. I'm getting confused.
We're doing it on Thursdays today. So
Yeah.
so
Do you want to go through the other changes?
we actually, that's something to note as well. We need to change all our information that says 9 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I've seen it pop up a few times now.
Yes. Yes. Other changes. Yes. So apparently, to balance the difficulty of operations, in case there are super ships participating in a battle, both the HP pools of enemy ships and the damage they deal is now reduced. So I'm going to guess that because that when there were super ships in, it was getting a much higher pool of damage and
What from 300? Like you had a ship of 300k, and we still burnt it down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, how you going, buddy?
They fixed an issue that led to long waiting times for operations to start. If there is a division of players with the ships of the same tiers in a queue, now the search for battle and the operations will be faster.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fixed a bug that prevented Operation Aegis from ending if all player ships were destroyed. Really?
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
That was a nice bug to have. Fixed a rare bug that sometimes prevented the completion of Operation Cherry Blossom, and one that led to all ships spawning in one area in Operation The Ultimate Frontier. Wow.
I think we copped that already.
Fixed a bug that led to early withdrawal of pink status. Oh yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, you definitely need to keep people on pink status.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed a rare bug that sometimes led to the incorrect application of double rewards for missed daily mission in an event pass. Okay. I wouldn't mind if you gave me the double rewards.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind as well.
Updated texture of coat of arms on early access permanent camouflages of the Dutch cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They obviously got the coat of arms of the Netherlands wrong.
Yeah.
So interesting. And then there's a complete list of changes in player support if you really want to see it. So, yeah.
Well, okay. That's 14.2, guys. What do you guys think about that? Any questions you want to put us into? Let us know in the chats. What I might do while we're waiting for that, if anyone does have any questions, I might do my giveaway. All right, just give me a second.